This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Captain America. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Revoltech packaging, done in a Captain America motif. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images of the figure showcased in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Cap out of the box. And man, yet another really cool figure from the Revoltech Marvel line. I absolutely love this piece, and to be honest, he might be my favorite in the line so far. He is just very well put together. The awesome design choice just makes me love him so much more, and the articulation is insane. The amount of things you can do and display this Captain America figure is incredible, and I absolutely love it. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Cap does come with a really good amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with your standard Revoltech stand, a shield with multiple gripping pieces, a bullet deflecting effect piece, extra Revoltech joints, 3 interchangeable head sculpts, a tool for posing around the eyes, and 7 interchangeable hands. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the Revoltech Captain America. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the Revoltech Captain America. Now this is one figure I have been waiting for quite some time. I am actually a huge fan of what Revoltech is doing with this Marvel license. I know it's not for everybody. Again, these Revoltech joints can be a total pain in the butt. And some of the aesthetics with those awkward joints and gaps and whatnot will not appeal to everybody. But for someone like me who loves posing around their figures, these guys are incredible. And to be honest, Wolverine was probably my favorite, but Captain America just might take it for me. Maybe because I'm Captain America biased. He's in my top 2 favorite Marvel heroes, him and Deadpool. But this figure just feels so incredibly solid. A lot more solid than the other figures from this line. And I do have several, but he feels just completely more like the plastic feels almost better. His joints don't feel so super loose like in some other figures and whatnot. He just feels really nice, and I do appreciate that. So the look here, for the most part, from what I can tell, it looks more like the Marvel Now kind of Captain America look, which is a little more armor and has like this great tech and whatnot going throughout the suit. So the aesthetics of it look pretty good. So if you know what Marvel Now is, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm pretty sure that's what this design looks more like, because I do have the Marvel Now Marvel Legends Captain America, and it does resemble that in quite a bit. So the sculpting of this just looks fantastic. The colors, all that, look really good. I absolutely love the shield, done in that nice gloss, you know what I mean? That metallic reds and silvers and that blue just look gorgeous. I dig that so much. This is a nice beefy figure too. Again, if you don't like the proportions and whatnot in this style for Revoltech, you probably won't dig it, but I absolutely love it. And this figure, again, just reminds me of like the Marvel vs. Capcom games. Whenever I get one of these Revoltech figures, it's exactly what I think of, the Marvel vs. Capcom. So, you know, get him doing some like stars and stripes and things like that. And oh, I love it. I've been posing him around like crazy, but he's just so much fun. I love that a lot. So one thing I will talk about first is the shield. So the shield is fantastic. You see how the straps go like that and whatnot. It is kind of a pain in the butt, and it's kind of tedious getting that on there, but you can see how the straps hold onto there. Now this is all pegged in with different sections and whatnot. So what I'm going to do, pop the joint right off the wrist like that, and you see how that just slides out of there. this comes off like so. That's just pegged on. This comes in segments too, so you pop that off. Those two things just like so. And then these are little sections that you plug into the fist like that, because the fists also kind of like act as like gripping hands and whatnot. So that's very interesting and very tedious, to be honest. But once you have it on there, he's like really holding it on there very nice and tight, and I do appreciate that. Again, with the shield here, we do have a couple options with that. So if you want to pose it on his back, we do get multiple peg holes, which is for the Revoltech stand, which I absolutely love the fact that Revoltech actually gives us stands. Figuarts needs to take note and stop charging crazy extra prices for like some stands. It's ridiculous. But we do get some extra pegs, and one peg we get is this silver peg right here, standard Revoltech peg. So we can stick this on right in the center like that of his back, and then we get the shield, and we can peg that on back in there like that, and there you go. That's how you hold his shield onto his back, and I think that looks really good. Man, I love this figure. He's just so much fun to pose around, and he just looks amazing. Man, I love it. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna take that off. We also do we get this bullet effect piece like this with like these sparks like flaring off and whatnot. It is noted it is kind of a section like this where this clear piece sticks off to the one side. I don't know why they did it that way, but whatever, it's not a big deal. But that can just slide right on the shield like that. You have to warp it just a little bit, and then you can pose that right on there, and you get that effect where it looks like he's, you know, being shot at and all these bullets are deflecting off the shield. I think it's a really cool look too. I'll actually probably have it displayed with that effect because I just think that's pretty rad. So very sweet that we actually got something like that. Also for the shield, we can pop this off like this, and we're gonna bring in this little clear piece right here. This piece is actually for making it, having him hold it, but in a way that like he's almost throwing it. So we do have these open palm hands. You can see a little peg hole right in there. So if I can do this right, my first try, take that peg and peg it in there. You're gonna peg it in something like that, and then you take that other peg, and then you're gonna stick it in that palm of that hand, right in that peg hole like so. Something like that, and there you go. Now you're gonna have it like he's somewhat throwing it and whatnot. You can get it into those types of positions like that. So that's pretty cool. I love the way they did that. So they gave us quite a bit of options just for the shield, the way to display it and whatnot, which I think is very cool. And again, I really appreciate the effort in all this. So let's talk about some of the interchangeable hands. Closed-fisted hand, again, does semi-count as a gripping hand because those peg holes. Open palm hands like that. We do get this more straight hand, which is more like a saluting hand. Pretty straightforward. Then we do get this finger-pointing hand. That's pretty basic too, like he's sending the troops into battle. I do like that. Then we get this hand, which I don't understand. It is a trigger holding hand with the trigger finger out like that, but he does not come with any guns. So I don't know why they gave us that. Maybe originally he was supposed to come with a gun, but they just decided no, because that was too violent. I don't know what the rules are in Japan and whatnot. But yeah, we have. So I mean, I guess if you found another gun to put in his hand, you could use it. But with this, they gave us a trigger finger hand with no actual gun. So kind of ridiculous and kind of pointless, but whatever. All right, so the head is removable. You take this off, just pop it off that peg. Don't forget the collar piece usually comes off like on a lot of Revoltech figures. You can pop this off like so, take this off right there, and that's how you're going to change out the interchangeable faceplates. So we get the standard one right here. Now I know not everybody is a big fan of these face sculpts. His is a little soft and it looks kind of anime-ish. I'm not a die-hard fan of this look, but it's okay, and I'm not tripping on it too much. We also get this one right here, which is a more shouting head like that. Again, it looks a little weird in my opinion, that really soft look as far as the sculpt goes and the paint and whatnot. For me, it's not a big, like, it's not something I really say like, oh my god, I love the face sculpts. But again, it's not terrible and whatnot. And you can pose around the eyes and whatnot. You can see it's pretty standard. You see the eyes like that, and you take the little tool that we get. And if you guys have seen this, you know what I'm talking about. You simply stick the little needle right in those little holes and move it around, and you can make a cross-eyed or cockeyed or whatever you want to do and whatnot. But we also get this head right here. This is an unmasked head, and I do like that. Again, looks kind of anime-ish for the most part and whatnot, but it's not terrible, and I do like it, especially if you're into that style and whatnot. I'm sure you'll actually really like that. The hair looks really nice and all that. You simply put this on the head just like so, without that collar piece, just so you know. So that looks pretty cool for the most part too. I think it looks really cool. I don't know if I'll display him with the unmasked head. maybe every once in a while, because I do like to entertain my parts and repose my figures on my shelves every once in a while, but I don't know if I'll be using that a whole lot, but it's cool that we have the option to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the standard head back on, put it in the little peg holes right there for the face, like that, and put this neck collar on like so, and put this piece on, slide that on there, like that, there we go. So that's pretty cool, and we also do get some extra Revoltech joints like this. We do get a couple of these. I actually had to replace the one right here on this arm pretty much right out of the box because it was just not moving, and I had to replace it instantly because it was just super stiff. And if you guys know anything about Revoltech figures like these, pulling them out of the box is kind of a pain in the butt. Just trying to get all those joints working, and trying not to break anything, and all that cellophane plastic all over the figure and between the joints is ridiculous. But out of all the Revoltech figures that I have, he was the least problematic, and again, that's exactly what earns more brownie points with me. So with that out of the way, let's look at the articulation, because it is pretty insane. So the head and the neck are on a ball joint, so that rolls around like so. Does turn left and right, up very far, which is nice, down very far, which is nice. Some head tilting wobblers just like so. Arms are on those double ball peg Revoltech joints, so if you know what I'm talking about, pretty much anything you need. Go in and out, upwards, and all the way turn around. This whole thing shifts right here, these little shoulder pecs or whatever this is right here. Those rotate, but mine are very tight, and to be honest, I don't even use them, so I don't know why they gave it to us in this figure, but even so, it looks pretty flush and whatnot, so I do like that. Revoltech joints at the elbows right there, so a very nice bend like so. It does rotate. Wrist joints allows it to rotate left and right, hands roll around, anything you really need to do. The same thing with the waist. There's a big giant Revoltech joint in there in that midsection. This whole section right here is a floating piece separate like that. And it does get kind of gappy and whatnot, but you can pretty much roll around. You can hear the Revoltech joints working in there. Works very nice and tight. Pivot side to side, turn left and right. Anything you really need to do. These even belt pieces right here are on little ball pegs. You can see that. So when you're posing them around, they won't get in the way, and you can move them around and work with them and whatnot like that. So if you're moving the things around like that and get something like this, and you're not going to get anything too crazy that's going to get in the way, and you'll still be okay because you get to maneuver the belt around. So do some stuff like so and whatnot. So I think it's pretty cool. I like how they do stuff like that. That just adds to the attention to detail when it comes to the articulation that someone like me truly respects. So hip joints, they kick forward that much, back pretty far back like so. We do get the splits like that, which is very nice. You get rotate in that thigh. That ball peg also rolls around in there on the upper hip like that. We get a single bend at the knee, but it works very nice. See that? These knee pads do not move. You also get a ball peg at the boot right here, so that rolls around. And you'd be surprised how important that boot peg actually is how useful it is. When I'm posing around, I just adjust that, and it helps them stand so much better. And I've never really thought about needing a joint like that, but man, when I'm posing these guys around, it really helps without me even realizing it. We get ankle joints, so you put the toe up and down like so, rotate, a really nice ankle rocker, and toe articulation. So overall, if you are just a giant Captain America fan like I am, and absolutely love posing around your figures like I do, I mean, you're going to want something like this, because you can get him doing pretty much anything you would need a Captain America figure to do. I know not everyone's a big fan of this style. I know not everyone's a big fan of the articulation and whatnot, and again, those awkward joints and the gaps and whatnot, but I freaking love them, and I think they're incredible. This is an awesome figure, and if you can't snag him up, I highly recommend him, because he is definitely a must-get.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Cap comparison, here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Marvel Now Captain America. And for your Revoltech comparison, here he is standing next to a few other Marvel Revoltech figures in my collection. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Captain America. Now overall, this has got to be one of the most fun figures I've had since the Wolverine Revoltech. He is just an incredible blast to pose around, and I absolutely dig it. I love the style and the proportions, and the articulation is just insane and among some of the best in action figures. So if you're looking for a really cool Captain America figure, then this piece is definitely a must get. And for great deals, head over to agelessgeeks.com for awesome action figures like this and all the things you love. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.